Hello and welcome to the Twilio Flex session titled Personalized Experiences Are Built, Not Bought. We've been really looking forward to this, and we are so excited you could take time out in your day to join us. My name is Lenore Files, and I'm a product marketing manager for Twilio Flex. And I've been in the contact center industry for about 20 years in various marketing and go-to-market roles. So as you can tell, I'm very passionate about customer engagement. So to better understand the effects of COVID on businesses, Twilio surveyed over 2,500 enterprise decision makers in the United States, throughout Europe, Japan, and Singapore to gauge their views on digital engagement as a result of COVID. I think what really stood out was that COVID unblocked many of the business barriers to innovation. Barriers like budget, resistance to change, reluctance to operationalize or run a new system, and really many more. Decade-long digital transformation roadmaps got compressed into days and weeks in order to respond to the realities of the dynamic environment that COVID brought about. I would like to highlight some Twilio customers that did just that. They accelerated their digital transformation plans and added new channels, in some cases self-service, and successfully adapted amid the pandemic with contactless deliveries and supporting a remote agent model. So who is Twilio and what does Twilio do? Twilio is the customer engagement platform that brings together people across the entire business to transform their customers' experiences. This stems from our belief that communications should be in the toolkit of every single developer. With the Twilio customer engagement platform, you can use any API, any service or solution in a way that fits your specific business needs. You can see some of the stats here. The engagement platform is used by over 8 million developers worldwide to build customer engagement applications that power over 190,000 companies, reaching customers in more than 100 countries. So a broad reach for sure. And we've seen this to be especially true within the contact center industry. Since about 2008, really long before Flex was generally available, system integrators were building contact centers using our channel APIs and a routing engine that they found it gave them much greater control over every aspect of the solution, from channels to routing to reporting. And we are now powering 500,000 agents and over 5,000 customers, according to DMG Consulting. There is no question that there is a generational shift happening, and Twilio is leading the way. But what does that even mean? Well, beyond just plain vanilla two-way interactions on limited channels, we advocate for digital-first conversational engagement with our channel APIs in orchestration and routing tools. This is where companies can set themselves apart by giving customers new options to digitally engage through mobile apps with persistent threads and across multiple channels. Secondly, programmability is the defining characteristic of Flex that delivers the ability to turn on a dime, experiment with new channels, and essentially stay ahead of change. The issue of productivity is solved by Flex today with our single UI and integrations, driving higher personalization and shorter handle times. This is about to get even better with CDP, delivering an even deeper level of personalization using first-order customer data. As I pointed out, it's a very dynamic climate, and our customer expectations shift so quickly that our point of view is that you can't support them with the lockdown static solution. So going from plain vanilla digital channel usage to innovative digital workflows, this is what this is about. And these examples of using contact center technology for more than just the typical use cases that we've seen in the past, such as curbside delivery, conversation commerce, and contact tracing, for example. We've seen it's not just digital channels, it's really how digital channels are being used, persistent threads, in-app experimentation, and many others. But why digital first? Well, this mirrors customers' lifestyle and convenience. they are free from having a voice-only engagement option, and they can really select the channel of their choice in order to interact with your business. And it becomes easier for organization to resource around customer needs, really one of the most important things in order to achieve dynamic and positive engagements with your customers. Twilio believes that differentiated customer engagement is built, not bought, the title of this presentation. That if you buy the same software as everyone else, your engagements will never stand out from anyone else. You know, as I mentioned, the world is changing very quickly. And if you're not set up to change with it, you are doomed to being irrelevant. The build approach, by definition, is the only way you can own your roadmap with the complete control and the ability to evolve rapidly to, again, stay ahead of that change. I'd like to show you an example of this, actually. So really cool case study. Nike has invested in digital channels for years, and they were on a path where their digital channels were going to be roughly 30% of overall business in 2023. And then unfortunately, due to COVID, in March, 100% of their retail stores closed, as did around the world. So by definition, digital became 100% of their business. Consumers started engaging with digital products, both digital commerce products like Nike.com, Nike mobile app, the sneakers mobile app, as well as activity apps that they have. And so all of a sudden, that became the only way they were connecting with their consumers. Now, what was fascinating was that 35,000 store employees, called store athletes, they had to be sent home. They could no longer work in the stores because they were closed down. That created a problem. But Twilio came in and played such an incredible role to help Nike stay close to their consumers given the situation. Nike took the Twilio platform and built an application where if a consumer was shopping on the mobile app and had a question, let's say they had watched episode 8 of The Last Dance, and they want the same pair of Air Jordans that MJ was wearing during that episode. But they're on the mobile app and they can't remember which of the one they were out of the version they were looking at. So they can type their question in the app, and that question gets texted to one of the store athletes who are at home. And store athletes love serving customers. And so they love the fact that they, even though they're not physically in the stores, that they had been closed at the time, they could help digital customers by providing insights, advice, and education. So it really allowed Nike to stay connected with their consumers during that time. And as a result of all of this, digital business has certainly exploded, and it continues to grow. And store athletes continue to serve not only consumers that are coming back in the store, but they continue to serve them digitally. Again, it's all about options and being able to reach the customers where they are. Agility is a key element needed for continued growth. Aspects like working from home and the ability to add new channels as they arise. You can experiment with new channels that can lead to amazing experiences, but delivering on that consistently is never over. You need to be able to adjust and fine tune in order to stay ahead, in order to be prepared for perhaps the latest new channel that has come about, that's been created. And again, giving your customers choices and flexibility. So we're all probably familiar with Yelp. It's a website mobile app that connects people with local businesses. Since Yelp launched in 2004, their users have contributed over 102 million reviews on businesses of all sorts, giving their fellow users the information they need to decide, where to take their business. I use it all the time personally. It's great. The restaurant industry represents Yelp's second most reviewed business category, logging about 18% of all reviews on the site. Yelp's customer base isn't just looking for restaurants, they're browsing straight from their phones where they expect, immediate reply. But they had a challenge. Yelp needed a way restaurants could reach out to their customers in the critical moments before the reservation time. With Twilio Flex and two-way messaging, customers who get seats at a restaurant are kept up to date on their reservations by sending them an SMS straight from the Yelp reservations. For the unlucky diners who missed out on a reservation, Restaurants typically reserve seats at the bar for walk-ins and coordinate the walk-in wait times via using a two-way dinner messaging. This way, diners aren't anchored to the foyer of the restaurant. They know exactly when they'll be seated and they can grab a drink somewhere else before dinner. Dining like this can only happen with mobile technology. Much like there's a dinner rush at a restaurant, Yelp experiences a rush of traffic, around certain times. Yelp has had to be able to scale effortlessly to meet the communications needs of their consumers. Whether they're diners or restaurant owners, using Twilio, they don't have to worry about scale or messages being delayed. They're able to operate at the same speed as their customers in real time. In just 12 months, Yelp doubled their weekly average inbound SMS traffic. Let's talk about personalization. Earlier, I touched upon CDP, providing the ability to deliver even deeper level of personalization using first order customer data. So where does that go from here? Contact centers have long talked about personalization and context, but let's examine the sources of data involved. CRM, usually mostly, but the CRM represents only a fraction of potentially relevant customer data for serving the entire customer life cycle. Another aspect is, wasted agent time that can lead to poor customer experiences. With a single UI and integrations, Twilio Flex is able to greatly improve the agent productivity by providing access to multiple databases across the organization. So agents have a full view of the entire life cycle of the customer. And taking it a step even further, imagine being able to capture button clicks and ad impressions for personalized offer and discounts even before the sale. This level of personalization provides tremendous opportunity for cross-sell and upsell, and ultimately really improves the customer lifetime value. Cricket, a US carrier, recently showed up to a Twilio hackathon to show off their latest work. They're one of the first to integrate Flex with Segment all on their own. It's all about building the rich customer profile in order to serve the customer base, being able to capture online browsing history, cart abandonments, and more. Customers show up in the parking lot of a retail location and text that they have arrived. Associates in-store receive a text on their in-house solution, which has a Flex plugin. The incoming call is accepted and the associate is presented with the rich history. So, they can walk out and they already know everything about that customer. And really at the end of the day, this is how they are setting themselves apart, highly personalized support that customers won't get anywhere else with their competitors. So we believe at Twilio that seeing is believing. So I'm now going to turn this over to Tammy Ben-David, who will show you Flex in action.
Consumers increasingly turn to online purchases as a convenient way to do their holiday shopping. From checkout to pickup, let's look at how Twilio helps retailers deliver touchless customer experiences for curbside pickup. Here we see a customer purchasing some gifts online. Modest Exchange recently started using Twilio to support their curbside pickup just in time for the holidays. It only required a small change in the checkout flow to ensure that they always collect the customer's phone number and ask the customer to opt in to notifications and marketing. Using Twilio programmable messaging, our customer immediately gets a notification text confirming their order once they've completed checkout. This starts the conversation with the customer and provides them an easy way to get in touch with the business if they have any issues before their order is ready. A few minutes later, our customer receives another notification in the same conversation, letting them know that their order is ready for pickup at the store they specified. This notification provides all the instructions to get their order and a quick link to get directions to the store. Once the customer arrives at the store, they park in one of the designated contactless pickup parking spots and send the spot ID back to the same number that they've been receiving notifications from. The ability to keep all of this conversation in the same thread helps the customer feel fully supported and equipped. At this point, let's take a look at the experience for a customer service agent working inside the store. With Twilio Flex, this representative is always working in a single user interface. They can see which orders are ready to pick up, as well as the orders that still need to be picked. Twilio Flex allows the agent to communicate with customers across multiple channels from the same single interface so they can resolve issues proactively. When a new customer arrives and texts in their spot number, they appear in a queue of tasks, waiting to be assigned to the best qualified agent. The agent can then see the location of each of the customers within the parking lot. Our customer service agent takes the most recent task and notifies the customer that their order should be out soon. This notification is automatically personalized within the context of the interaction, instilling confidence in the customer that they're in the right place and that this will be a straightforward and efficient process. Once the agent has accepted the task, they can see an organized view of all the information they'll need to fulfill this order. Twilio Flex has been configured to show the customer's information from a CRM so that the representative can personalize the experience. An integrated rewards program allows modest exchange to build personal relationships with loyal brand advocates. Order information, pulled from a marketplace integration, ensures that the store reps have all the context they need to validate the order. And an inventory management integration displays the staging location and helps the rep feel confident that they'll get the correct order out the door. All of this is pulled directly from the relevant systems of record, meaning you never need to worry about divergent or missing data. This unified single pane of glass decreases response time and total transaction time, ensuring that the store can avoid queues and backups during heavy holiday traffic. Flex combines the power of Twilio's customer communications platform with a fully programmable UI, so you can tailor it perfectly to your business. If our agent needs to confirm a change to the order with our customer, they can initiate a voice call directly from Flex to make sure to validate all the details. While two-way messaging keeps your agents available and engaged with your customers so that they can answer questions in real time. The customer's spot number is displayed in Flex, so once the store representative has the order collected, they know exactly where to go to drop the order off in the customer's trunk. Once the agent has delivered the order to the customer's car, they can complete the interaction in Flex. This automatically sends the customer a notification confirming their order completion. For the customer, this caps off a high-touch experience that has remained contactless the entire way. Twilio is helping retail businesses deliver the next generation of customer experience. We can't wait to see what you build.
Thanks so much, Tammy. Really appreciate it. I'd like to talk to you about our partner ecosystem. You don't have to do any of this alone. We have incredible partners that are ready to work with you. You can work with our SI partners who can provide build services, and we have technology partners you can work with to extend the capabilities in areas that are important to your engagement strategy. As you can see, we have you fully covered. And here are some Flex customers, companies of all sizes from a few hundred agent seats to a few thousand. They've all used the power of programmability to make Twilio Flex their own CX platform that is tailored to their unique business needs, which is what we've talked about really throughout this presentation. This concludes the session, and I want to thank all of you for joining us. We can't wait to see what you build.